Okay, well, we'll get started just because it is 7 a.m. So welcome. Thank you guys all for joining me. So today's practice is just going to be a really gentle morning flow to bring you into this week. And as I mentioned previously, we will have that journal prompt at the end, and it is based around the theme of this practice and this series of practices. So we'll just start on our backs in a supine butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together, just allow your knees to drop out to the sides. If that doesn't feel good for your hips or knees, just grab some blocks or pillows and place them underneath your thighs so that your knees are supported. And then laying down onto your back, bring your left hand over top of your heart and then right hand to gently land over top of your body. And just start to feel how your breath is moving this morning. There's such a beautiful invitation with the morning practice to really unfold into your body. Instead of jumping into the day and feeling like you're playing catch up to get grounded and connected, that this morning practice just offers you simply at first space to breathe. So just notice how the gentle rise and fall of your breath are always in the background of your present moment. You might have started to feel your breath from the outside, upon the layers of your skin or your clothes, how your body expands and contracts. But can you start to take this deeper and deeper through the layers of your being, down through your soft tissue, beneath your bones, and allow this breath to come from the core of your being, from the very center of yourself. And when we go down to this microscopic level of self, we start to recognize that we are just made up of energy, of vibrating particles, and that these vibrating particles of self are the exact same as those of others. That the matter that has created us has also created this world in which we live. And so on even just a molecular level, we are all connected to each other and to this world. And despite the distance that you might be feeling from loved ones, from community, from normalcy, can you for a minute just feel that you are still connected by this thread of humanity, that we are all going through the same experience. And it might look a little different, and it might have different characters or actors, but the human experience expands across everyone. Just as you expand through your breath, can you expand some love, some care, some kindness out to your fellow humans? And then as you exhale, can you accept theirs back in? Take 3 more breaths just like that. Feeling your reach out into the universe. And then allowing space to receive. Gently release your hands to the outer edges of your knees. And you can help to guide your knees up through center. If you do have blocks or props, just press them off to the side. Heel toe your feet out wide to the edges of your mat. And just gently start to rinse out your hips, dropping your knees over to the left and over to the right. Notice how any stickiness or tenderness is just starting to fade. This invitation to come into your body, what it is to move after a night of stillness. And then the next time that your knees come up through center, extend your legs out long and start to reach your arms overhead and just take a nice big stretch as you inhale, maybe even a yawn if it's there for you. And as you exhale, keep this shape, but just simply drop it into your body. Relax your joints. Inhale, breath, reach and extend. Point from your fingertips to toes. And exhale to just soften into place. One more time, just like that. Inhale, breath, extend long. And exhale to just drop into your body. Bend into your knees one at a time and take your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins or the backs of your hamstrings and just gently embrace yourself. Our theme for this practice is all about the first yama, our first ethical guideline of living a yogic lifestyle. And it truly is this umbrella term that guides our life. And the term is Ahimsa, or nonviolence. And so for a moment, as you just hold your knees into your chest, can you let go of any judgments of your body, of yourself, or even of this practice? And in doing so, let go of any of the hurtful or unnecessary thoughts that we often have about how we show up in this practice. And for even just a moment to remember that you are enough just as you've landed here today. Gently release your feet down, roll over onto your right hand side for fetal position. If there's any other intention that you want to bring into this practice with you, you are welcome to bring it to the forefront of your mind now. And then whenever you are ready, just start to make your way up to a gentle seat. And sit at the top of your mat, cross-legged. If you find cross-legged a lot for your hips, grab a block or a couple of pillows, and you can always sit onto those to create less of a crease in your hips. And just start to gather out from the world around you. So as you inhale, start to reach out to the sides, reach up, gaze can come up. And then as you exhale, land your hands at heart center. Inhale, breath, like you're scooping what you need for your day around you and up. And exhale, take your hands down to your heart, gathering it here. And just continue with this movement. You might even start to reach your hands back as you reach out. And then drop and humble your chin to your chest, hands to your heart. And truly imagine or visualize whatever it is it feels like you need to call in from the universe or from your fellow humans or connection, that you're just reaching, gathering that up, and then settling it in towards self. Remembering that we are just comprised of energy, and so we start to activate this movement to create energy within our own body, but also to share in our connection to the world. Take one more full reach, and then hands can gather through heart center. Inhale, breath, reach all the way up. And then this time, drop your right hand down beside your body. Left fingertips reach over. The inhale, breath, start to flow back up through center. Right hand reaches up, and exhale over to the other side. And just notice how this is a gentle invite in. So you don't have to go through your depth. Just start to flow with your breath. Each time you land side to side, you might have a little more room to lengthen or reach into. But there's never any end goal. There's never any judgment or perfection. Just simply moving through your side body as you awaken into this day. Let's take one more to each side, or finish out this last round so you're even on both sides. And then the next time that you move through center, lift and reach both hands up, and then as you exhale, twist over to your right. Take your left hand onto your right knee. Gaze can come over your left shoulder. And make sure that you're stacking your shoulders over ribs, over hips. On an inhale breath, feel your spine grow taller. And as you exhale, draw your belly button to your spine and twist. Reaching through your right fingertips, start to drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And then opening up through the neck, you can start to tip your chin up towards the sky or down towards your armpit, into your chest. The further that you reach through those right fingertips, the more space you'll create in the side of your neck. If you find a space that you just need to pause and hold, you're always welcome to just linger. Allow your body to naturally ease into this shape. Soften your shoulders down your back. And then gently lift your head back up through center. On an inhale breath, unwind, reach both hands up towards the ceiling. And exhale, take the other side, twist over. Left fingertips reach back behind you. Take a moment to create the strength of your core and your spine. Reaching through your left fingertips, then start to tip your right ear to your right shoulder. And again, optional to gently nuzzle some movement into the side of your neck by tipping your chin up and then down. But if you find somewhere you need to stay, just simply hold. And notice how the sensation feels. To practice ahimsa or nonviolence to self in a yoga practice often looks like dropping the expectations of the poses or movements and finding movement that's nourishing, finding movement that's safe and that cares for your body rather than pushes you through something that you're not quite ready for or your body doesn't need in that moment. Gently bring your chin back up through center. Inhale, breath, unwind, reach both hands all the way up. And then exhale, just fold forward, slide your hands out in front of you and drape your body. Take a deep breath in, feel your rib cage expand out to the sides, lifting through the back body. And exhale, allow your breath to just gently draw back through center. And take 2 more breaths just like that, folded and spilling over top of your thighs. Now, if it's okay for your ankles, you can just start to walk your hands forward, roll over top of your ankles, and then uncross your feet, meeting into a tabletop. On your inhale breath, drop your belly down, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. As you exhale, press into all 10 fingertips and curl and round your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, breath, drop your belly, send your heart forward. And then exhale, belly button pulls up to spine, press into the earth to lift away. Take 1 more breath just like that. And slowly drop back into a child's pose. Walk your knees wide, big toes to touch. Sit your hips back to your heels and reach your fingertips forward. As you pause in child's pose, can you set up an intention or a promise to yourself to just simply listen to your body and what it needs this morning? One of the easiest ways to practice Ahimsa with our own body is to listen to the voice of your physical being. That voice that says, this is too deep or too much, or I need to shift a little to the left or right, or I need to find a different variation. That yoga is less about sculpting our body into perfection, and instead is really just about moving in a way that allows us to release tension and stress. Essentially, it's an act of self-care. As you practice this with yourself, it becomes easier to offer your fellow human beings that same level of care and kindness that you've already extended to you. Gently peel yourself away from your mat, meet back into tabletop. Tuck your right toes under and slide your right heel back, extending your leg long. And then pinwheel open to the side, modified side plank, right hand reaches up, left toes point back behind you to the long edge of your mat. So make sure your left toes don't point to the back of your mat, they point to the long edge. All right, reach your right hand over to the top of your mat. Take a nice juicy stretch through the side body. And then start to circle your arm down towards the ground. And then as you inhale, reach your right hand to the back of your mat and up. And exhale, circle forward and down. Take 2 more circles in that direction. And then the next time that your hand starts to come down towards the ground, just pause, release your right hand down and bring your right knee in. Find the other side, tuck your left toe, slide your left heel back, extending your leg long. And then pivot open to the side of your mat, left fingertips reach and stretch up. As you exhale, take your left hand forward towards the top of your mat and start to circle. Now, if the ground feels far in this variation, you can always grab a block for underneath your right hand. At any point, blocks are always great when it feels like we're reaching for the ground. Just give us that extra support. So now you can always use water bottles, books, whatever you have available. Take 1 more circle on this side. And then once again, meet back into your tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Slowly, we're gonna make our way to down dog, but listen carefully because it's a little bit different. Hover your knees off of your mat to engage your core, so you're in a hovering tabletop. Pressing into your hands, keep your knees bent, take your hips back towards your heels, and start to lengthen out your spine. I should really be feeling this into the quads, the front of the thighs. Slowly start to pick up your hips, lengthen out your legs, pick up your heels. And then as you exhale, lower your heels down, downward facing dog. Notice where you've landed, if you need to walk your hands out further or you need to walk your feet back or wider. If you want to add a movement, pedal out your feet, picking up one heel at a time. Allow your head to hang heavy, gaze back between your heels. And just notice how the depth that you've chosen feels. And know that if at any point your practice starts to move away from being nourishing, you can always switch, choose a different variation or different depth. Looking forward, step your way towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale breath, halfway lift and lengthen, press into your shins, reach the crown of your head forward, and then exhale to fold. Bend into your knees, inhale breath, sweep your arms out and up like you're gathering out from the universe, and then exhale, land your hands to heart center. Inhale breath, sweep out and up. Exhale, forward fold, soft bend into your knees. Plant your right hand onto your mat. As you inhale, straighten out your left leg, twist open to the left. Right knee bends a little bit deeper. Left hand can come to your hip or reach up. As you exhale, fold through center, bend both knees. Inhale, breath, twist open to your right. Straighten out your right leg, bend deeply into your left knee. And exhale to fold. Inhale, breath, halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale, plant your hands, step your toes back, high plank. Lower onto your knees. And then lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Walk your hands wide off of your mat so that your elbows point up to the ceiling, and then tent up onto all 10 fingertips. Starting to awaken your chest through movement. As you inhale, peel yourself away from your mat. Gaze comes up last. As you exhale, roll your right shoulder forward, look over to the left. Inhale, breath, press into all 10 fingertips. Lift up through center. Exhale, roll your left shoulder forward, look over to the right. Take one more to each side. Inhale, lifts you back through the center. Exhale to twist and melt towards the earth. Inhale up through center and exhale to twist. Inhale, breath lift all the way up, and then exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, press back to a child's pose. Lift away from the mat, take your knees wide, and sit your hips back to your heels. Feel the sensation and the release in your spine. Slowly peel away from your mat, knee into your downward facing dog. Optional to take it nice and slow like we did earlier, hovering the knees. Take your hips back towards your heels, lift your hips high, and then melt your heels to the ground. Walk your big toes together to touch. Inhale, breath, draw your right heel high, bend into your right knee, stack into your hip, like you're trying to peel the side body open. Root equally through both hands. Inhale, lift up higher onto the ball of your left foot. As you exhale, step your right foot forward. Drop your back knee, monkey lunge. Inhale, take your arms up. All right, now start to take your hands out to the side. If you don't have room beside you, just cactus your arms. Otherwise, extend your arms long and just feel your hands pull back like you're cracking your heart wide open to this new day. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Gaze might even lift. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, release your hands down to your mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Step your right toes back, high plank. And you can lower from toes or from knees. Lower yourself all the way down towards the ground. Inhale, breath, baby cobra. Take the weight out of your hands and just start to lengthen the crown of your head forward. Naturally feel your body peel away from your mat. And then exhale to lower back down. Press into your hands, child's pose. Pick yourself up and sit your hips back to your heels. Take a full breath in, a long breath out, and then find your way to down dog. Whether you take the slower variation, more of that rippling through the spine, or you just pick your hips up and back. Walk your big toes together to touch. Inhale, left heel draws high. Bend into your left knee, stack into your hip. Feel your side body peel open. Inhale, pick up your right heel, and then exhale, step through, lower your back knee down. Inhale, breath, rise high, stacking your bones, and then just start to open your fingertips out to the sides of your room, of your space. Feel how much opening you're creating in the spaces between your muscles, your joints, your bones, how you're just starting to send yourself into your day with an open heart. And then as you exhale, gently release your hands to your mat. Tuck your back toes to lift your knee and step forward to the top of your mat to fold. Inhale, breath, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale, gather your hands through heart center. Inhale, breath, reach out and up. Exhale, sit into your chair just for a moment. Sink your hips back. Take your weight into your heels. If you look down, you should be able to see your big toes and knees line up right over your ankles rather than falling in or out. You sink a little lower for one more inhale. And then as you exhale, spill over top of your thighs and fold. Plant your right hand onto your mat. Inhale, straighten out your left leg, twist open to the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, breath, twist open to the right. Right leg straightens, left knee bends. Exhale to fold. Inhale, breath, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left toes back, monkey lunge. Inhale, breath, reach your arms up. Exhale, reach your arms out to the sides just as you were. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale, release your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes to lift your back knee. Three-legged dog, press into your hands. Sweep your right foot back behind you. Right heel high to the sky. Bend into your right knee, stack into your hip. Heel your side body open. As you exhale, step your right foot through. Crescent lunge this time. So back knee stays lifted. Sweep your arms all the way up. Optional. Lower your back knee if this feels like too much this early in the morning. Take a full breath in, reach your fingertips higher. As you exhale, twist open to your right. Left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Okay, two more just like that. Inhale, breath, sweep up. Exhale, twist to your right. One more time, sweep your right hand down and up, face forward. Exhale, twist, hold. Optional, stay here, reach from fingertips to fingertips, or plant your right hand to your lower back and start to trace your left hand up to the sky. Feel a deep opening through the front of your left hip. Beautiful. Hinge forward and hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Place your right hand on top of your left for a prayer twist. Always optional, lower your back knee down, just listening to what your body needs this morning. Press into your hands so you can start to float your belly off of your thigh. Gaze yourself down towards your right big toe, and then slide or step your left toes to meet your right at the top of your mat into your chair. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center, face forward. Exhale, fold, let that go. Heel toe your feet hip width distance. Inhale, breath, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, breath, sweep your arms all the way up. Gather what you need. And exhale, settle it at heart center. Release your palms down beside you, mountain pose. Roll your shoulders up and out. Close down your eyes and just simply stand into this moment. Maybe noticing how your right side body feels compared to your left. Notice the energy created in the beating of your heart, maybe moving a little bit faster than it did at the start of practice. Or even that life force and energy of your prana, of your breath. You can even sigh out if you feel like you just need to let go of a little bit of that energy to just reset. Inhale, breath, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, sit into your chair. Sink your hips back. Hold for a full breath in. And then exhale, pour forward. Right hand plants. Inhale, twist to the left. Bend deep into your right knee. Exhale, fold. Inhale, breath, twist open to your right. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to plant your hands. Step your right toes back and lower your right knee down. Inhale, take your arms up, monkey lunge. And then exhale, take your hands out to the side. Slide shoulder blades together. Just here for one more inhale. And then exhale, release your hands down to frame your front foot. Three-legged dog. Lift your back knee and sweep your left foot high to the sky. Bend into your left knee, stacking your left hip over your right. On an inhale breath, lift up high onto the ball of your right foot. Exhale, high crescent lunge. Step your left foot forward and start to guide your hands overhead. Beautiful. Optional, as always, to lower your back knee. Otherwise, keep it lifted, feeling like someone has a string attached to the back of your kneecap and they're pulling up. Inhale, reach up to your fingertips. Exhale, twist to your left. Left hand comes back, right hand reaches forward. Inhale, sweep your left hand down and up. Exhale to twist. One more time, just like that. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist. Left hand back, right hand forward. Optional to stay here or plant your left hand to your lower back and just lengthen up through your right fingertips. Steady yourself into this pose for just one more breath. And then start to hinge forward, hooking your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Left hand meets your right prayer. As you press into your hands, play with taking your thumbs more towards your heart center by adding in this twist. Gaze down towards your left big toe and meet your right foot to your left. So you can take a couple of steps, you can slide, or you can take one giant step. Meet into your chair twist. Inhale, bring your hands through heart center, face forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, breath, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step your toes back, high plank. Vinyasa, you can take this from your knees and use a cobra, or you're welcome to take this from your toes and use chaturanga, lower halfway down. Inhale, press into the tops of your feet, knees lift, heart lifts, and then exhale, roll over top of your feet, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a long exhale, breath out. Looking forward, step or hop your way towards the top of your mat. Inhale, breath to halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, breath, sweep up, gather. And exhale, take your hands through heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Release your hands down beside your body. And roll your shoulders once or even twice. And pause for a moment. Let go of maybe any lingering stories or judgments that have come up thus far in your practice. Can you allow yourself to simply be in this space, in this time, all the way down to vibrating energy that creates your breath, that creates your heartbeat. Heel toe your big toes together to touch. Heels can be slightly apart. Inhale, breath, sweep your arms up. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Okay. Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, hinge forward with a flat back. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. We've been here before, but a bit of a different transition. Gaze down to your right big toe, and that's going to be your anchor for this transition. Start to pick up your left heel. Now you can always float your left foot off of your mat if you want to play with some balance, one-legged chair. Slowly slide or step your left toes to the back of your mat to meet into your lunge with a twist, so hands stay at heart center. All right, open your arms up wide, reach your right hand to the sky, left hand down. Imagine someone's pulling you up from this right wrist. On an inhale breath, stack your shoulders over top of your hips. Reach your fingertips to the front and back of your mat. Take a full breath in. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, sweep your right hand down and up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Turn and pivot your back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then right foot stays pointing forward. Make sure that you can see that your right knee is lining up with your ankle. If you can't see the inside of your right knee, just press more to the pinky side edge of your front foot. All right, beautiful. Flip your front palm to face up. As you inhale, straighten out your front leg. Take your right hand to the sky. As you exhale, warrior two. Bend deep into your front knee. Inhale, breath. Take your front forearm onto your thigh and either reach your left hand up to the sky or left hand reaches over to extended side angle. We're going to flow through this 2 more times, 1 breath per movement. Inhale to reverse your warrior and straighten out your front leg. And then exhale to extended side angle. Bend into your front knee, right forearm onto your thigh, left arm can reach over. 1 more time through this flow. Beautiful. And then this time, we're going to hold into our extended side angle. So take that giant reach up. As you exhale, right forearm onto your thigh, left fingertips reach over and pause. If you want to play with a bind, you can wrap your left hand towards your right hip, towards the front hip. Optional to reach your right arm underneath your front thigh and just find your hands. There's no perfect way to be in this pose, but just feel the strength through the core, the length through the side body, and know that you are allowed to be here in this space no matter how this looks or feels. On your next inhale breath, unwind your bind. Lift all the way back up, straighten out your front leg, reach your fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, just take your hands to the front and back, keep your legs straight. Turn and pivot your front toes to the side of your mat, hands come onto your hips. Roll your shoulders up and down your back. As you inhale, pull your elbows back, lift through your heart. As you exhale, start to hinge and fold, wide-legged fold. Hands can come down towards the ground. You're welcome to add in movement side to side. You can take your hands to your ankles or your shins, wrap your hands around, just taking whatever it is that you need in this shape for the next 3 or so breaths. Okay, take a deeper bend in your knees if you need some more space for the lower back or hamstrings. And then plant your hands underneath your shoulders. A little bit different. Start to pivot yourself towards the back of your mat and step to a fold at the back of your mat. So you're going to face the opposite way than you normally do. Take an inhale breath, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale breath, sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale, gather your hands through heart center. Press your thumbs in towards your sternum. Feel the beat of your heart. Big breath in. And long exhale, breath out. Heel toe your big toes together to touch. Inhale, breath, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Take your hands to your heart center. Use your inhale, start to hinge at the hips. Exhale, twist to the left this time. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Start to use your left toes as an anchor and slide or step your right toes all the way back to meet into your lunge. Beautiful. Start to open your arms up wide. Left hand reaches out, right hand reaches all the way down. Inhale, breath. Stack shoulders over your hips. Feel like someone's pulling you up from your left wrist. Right hand starts to float forward. Hold for a full breath in. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. And then inhale, sweep your left hand down and up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. All right, warrior two. Facing the side of your mat. Flip your front palm to face up. Inhale, straighten out your front leg. Reach your left hand up. Exhale, come back, warrior two. Inhale to extended side angle. Left forearm onto your thigh, right hand reaches up, or can travel over towards the top of your mat, or wherever the new front of your mat is. All right. Inhale, breath. Lift all the way up, reverse your warrior, straighten your front leg. Exhale, extended side angle. Front forearm onto thigh, reach your right fingertips over. Inhale, breath, straighten into your front leg, reach a little taller, open through the side body. Exhale, extended side angle, reach over. Last one, inhale, lift up. This time, hold into your extended side angle. Left forearm onto your thigh, right hand can reach over. Optional, play with your binds. Maybe you just play with taking some less weight into your left forearm, or you reach both hands over. Okay, one of the strongest poses we're finding in this practice, but make sure that to practice nonviolence, the strongest pose in your practice is the one that makes you feel the strongest. The depth that you choose allows you to feel strong. Not like you're fighting against yourself or against your mind, but that you're able to be here so fully in your own presence. If you are still in a bind, you can gently release. Inhale, breath, reverse your warrior and straighten into your front leg. Should feel really nice to lift out of that hip. And then exhale, lift back up through center. Hands come onto your hips. Turn your left toes to the side of your mat. Roll your shoulders up and down. Inhale, breath, pull your elbows back, lift through your heart. Exhale, bend into your knees and wide-legged fold. Hands come down towards the ground. Take any variation that you need here to close off this sequence, whether that's movement or stillness, or you want to get spicy and play with a headstand to close off, you're very welcome to. And then just let that last sequence go. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Start to turn and pivot yourself towards the original front of your mat, and then step to a fold. Heel toe your feet hip width distance apart. Take an inhale breath, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands, step your toes back, high plank. Take one final vinyasa, so whether that's from your toes or from your knees, exhale breath lowers you down. Inhale into a heart opener of choice, and exhale to downward facing dog. Slowly lower your knees to your mat. Take your knees wide, big toes to touch and hips back to your heel. Child's pose. Take 5 full recovery breaths in your child's pose. Can you send some thanks or gratitude to your body for just simply bringing you into today? You might even notice the lightness of the sky starting to trickle in. You might even notice how you feel right now compared to how you felt before. You might just notice what it is to be in your physical form in this moment. Walk your hands in towards your body and meet into tabletop, and then shift onto your seat to lower down onto your back. Hands can wrap behind your hamstrings or shins to help lower you. And then once you come onto your mat, just take one more giant stretch out. Reach through your toes all the way towards your fingertips. Take a full breath in. And exhale, just let that go. All right. Bend into your right knee. Bring your right knee into your chest and interlace your hands on top of your shin, wind relieving pose. Right knee draws more towards the side of your rib cage, and then feel your left heel pull away from your body to lengthen out the front of your left hip and hip flexors. Allow your eyelids to close if you feel comfortable in this shape. And just simply take a deep breath in and feel your belly hollow out as you exhale. Notice how when you sit with your breath, everything else can just fall away. Supine twist. Now, if this variation doesn't serve you, you're welcome to find any variation that does. Release the grip of your right fingertips and use your left hand to guide your right knee across your body. Now, you can always add in pillows or props underneath your right knee to hold you up. Or if you just need a more traditional variation, a little bit easier on the spine, bend both knees and just drop both knees over to the left. Gaze can fall in the opposite direction than your knees. Allow yourself the room to slow down. And then on your next inhale, unwind back through center. You can bend both knees in towards your chest and just give yourself a giant squeeze. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. Left knee stays bent in towards your chest. Release the grip of your right knee. Plant your right foot onto your mat and start to extend your right leg out. Left knee draws to the side of your rib cage. Feel your right heel pull away from your body to create space into the front of your hip. Find a depth that serves you and allows you to release tension and stress rather than pile it on, especially as we move towards Shavasana. When you're ready, find your supine twist on this side. Right hand gathers your left knee across your body. Left arm can extend out, or optional to bend both knees and drop them over to the right. Relax into the back of your neck, just allowing your head to rest heavy on the earth. To simplify this moment down to you and your body and your breath. Gently unwind on your next inhale. Take any final movements that you're craving. That might be both knees in or one more giant stretch. Maybe windshield wipering your knees left and right. And use these next few moments to bring yourself in towards Shavasana. There's no rush to get there. Especially in the morning, we have lots and lots of time to just ease into this state. To essentially close off your practice with this rest and pause that carves out space for you to be here. And to let go of any moments that didn't serve you, any times you felt like you were fighting against yourself. And to practice Ahimsa by simply showing up as you are and accepting that. When we can accept ourselves, we offer the same space and courage to the world around us. I wanted to share with you a passage to close off our practice. I think it's brave. I think it's brave that you get up in the morning when your heart aches and life is messy and you do not feel like being soft for the world. I think it's brave that you continue to love and express and open your soul despite any way you may have been treated in the past. I think it's brave that you keep going, that you keep believing in something more, something bigger, even when you may not know what you are hoping for. I think it's brave that you fight. I think it's brave that you choose every single day to move forward, because that is what makes you strong. I'll leave you here for a moment in Shavasana. And I'll bring you out of this so we can close off together. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. And exhale, let that go. It is so, so important for us to take care of one another, to check in even with our friends that are so strong and courageous that we can never imagine that they would ever be fighting battles like us. So just show up and follow up and keep the people in your life safe. And so I hope that every single one of you knows just how loved and how strong you are, despite dealing with such heavy and haunted things. You are needed here. And I hope that resonates with you even on your most difficult days. You slowly start to bring some awareness into your body, wiggling into fingertips and into toes. Wake up your body in the way that feels nourishing and kind and gentle. And taking this non-violence, non-hurtfulness with you into your day. If you need to stay longer on your back in Shavasana, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you can come up towards seated and just gather your hands through heart center. Remembering that every time you reached your arms out and up, that you were gathering what you needed for today. And that all of that you're holding here between your palms at your heart. Thank you for spending your morning with me. Truly so much love and so much gratitude from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Now, if you do want to join in on this journaling practice, just really gently start to find a piece of paper, pen, or your journal. And there's a couple of options for how you want to approach Ahimsa. One of your journaling prompts could be, how can I be kinder and show more love to myself today? Perhaps knowing what you felt like in this practice, perhaps just noticing any thoughts that guided you through this that maybe didn't serve you. Or you can journal perhaps about a situation you've been in with someone you love where you haven't been the most kind. And how can you switch the perspective to see that they're just human as well? And to see that they're probably going through the same hard and haunting things that you have gone through. And it might look a little different, but that we're all the same. And so to hurt another is to hurt ourselves. But to love another is also to love ourselves. So you can either approach Ahimsa from a place of personal love and how do I stop hurting myself with judgment or the feelings of not enough. Or you can go on the other side, and is there someone in your life that you need to maybe send more kindness to? I will stay on for about 5 more minutes if you want to share, but I'm just going to close off the recording. So thank you for joining me. If you do have to go, have